Hey. Hello and welcome to another installment of Zim Nussel Debates, where as always we take a look at what's going on in the bodybuilding industry and discuss how it affects the industry as a whole. Today we'll be focusing on the future of female bodybuilding as a main event in many competitions held around the world. As many of you may know, the category of female physique, which favoured a female athlete with broader shoulders and a more muscular development over the other categories, has been removed from most pro shows and minor shows around the world, across many of the major federations such as the IFBB, WBFF, and many more. To try and understand why this happened, let's break down what bodybuilding is. According to the definition used by Jornstad, Oyvind, and Anderson in 2013, competitive bodybuilding is an activity where the goal is to increase the muscle mass or volume, symmetry, which is overall proportions, and definition, in order to attain the success within a competitive field. During a bodybuilding event, the athletes are scrutinized by a panel of judges according to a predetermined set of criteria. The athlete that meets these criteria the best is deemed the winner. So, from here, you can see that this definition of competitive bodybuilding is a sport. It is governed by a set of rules and criteria by which the athletes must adhere to, which comes from Coakley's definition of sports, in which he states it is institutionalized competitive activities that involve vigorous physical exertion or the use of relatively complex physical skills by individuals whose participation is motivated by a combination of personal enjoyment and external rewards. So according to these definitions, there's no denying that female competitors who fall under those excluded categories in the bodybuilding industry, female physique, without a doubt, are athletes who have an immense passion for the sport, as it is an intensive regime they have to follow with training and diet to reach the elite level in their chosen discipline. So in saying this, should these athletes be denied the opportunity to be able to compete in the industry along with the other athletes? If we use conflict theory, which is used to show how life is economically determined, we can use the most recent major pro bodybuilding event as a case study, the Arnold Classic, which was held in Melbourne, Australia. At the convention centre, where Tony Doherty, who owns Doherty's Gym and is a respected member of the IFBB and pro bodybuilding scene, stated that according to his research, the Arnold Classic Sports Weekend brings upwards of $20 million into the Victoria State economy and is only increasing year after year. So if the sport of bodybuilding is growing along with the rest of the fitness industry, why is the female physique category discontinued? By looking at the feminist theory, which is used to outline how sport and other industries are gender dominant, and in this case it is a male dominant sport, but with a high female following and athlete pool. According to the majority of mainstream Western culture in which we live in today, it seems to be the general consensus that female bodybuilders look disgusting and look more like men and have lost their femininity. The sheer physical stature of a female bodybuilder who always gets adverse and powerful reactions from outside the subculture of bodybuilding because it directly challenges the pre-society determined gender norms for a female and male athlete. According to research done by Scott in 2011, a female bodybuilder doesn't fit into a previously defined category of woman and is argued to represent social resistance to gender norms of femininity. So, in order for the female bodybuilder to be accepted in the normal community, femininity as a style of flesh will have to be surpassed in the direction of something quite different. Not masculinity, which is the complete opposite, but a radical and as yet unimagined transformation of the female body, as stated by Barkley in 1988. So just as fat shaming happens on a daily basis across the board in Western community and culture, as does the shaming of a female with higher muscle mass and definition that is deemed normal. The only difference, I think, is that the subculture of bodybuilding has always been scrutinized by the broader community for things like substance abuse, intense diet and training regimes. And in an attempt to be more widely accepted and followed in the broader community, the common opinion of the masses affects the outcome of how the industry is organized and run. And this is a clear example of bodybuilding. The bodybuilding world wanted to be accepted in today's community as the norm. But at what cost? Athletes such as female physique competitors are now not able to compete and follow their passions, just because it challenges the normal society definitions of how everyone must look and behave. And change and different always scare people who don't understand the change or the difference. I believe that female bodybuilders are elite athletes and should be treated like they are, or should be given the opportunity to compete and showcase their hard work. Thanks for tuning in as always. If you have any questions or remarks to make on this video, you can always send them in. I'm always happy to hear other people's thoughts. Have a good week. Until next time.